Do you ever feel a constant ache, a subtle weight carried by your sense of I? This striving self often brings us endless unease. We cling to stories, roles, and labels, believing they define us. Yet this clinging becomes the very source of our deepest pain. Like grasping at water, the harder we hold on to who we are, the more it slips away, leaving only frustration and emptiness. But what if you are not the thoughts, feelings, or sensations? What if there's a quiet awareness observing it all? The I you perceive is a collection of experiences, constantly changing. You are the space where this unfolds. This self is like a river, always flowing, never the same. There is no solid, unchanging entity to grasp. When you stop searching for you, when you release the need to define, a profound freedom emerges. Imagine the lightness of not carrying me in mine. The world just is, and you are part of its flow. This is the truth Buddha saw anatta, non-self. When the illusion of a separate I dissolves, suffering has no ground. Rest in this spacious awareness. See you are not separate from life. Simply observe, and let clarity be your guide. We often feel trapped by our thoughts, by the stories we tell ourselves. This constant inner narrative creates a self that endures all suffering. But what if this self isn't as solid as it seems? What if it's merely a collection of fleeting experiences, constantly changing? Buddha saw a profound truth: there is no permanent, unchanging self at the core of our being. This is anatta, non-self. Instead, there's the observed, our thoughts, feelings, sensations. And then there's the observer, the pure awareness witnessing them all. We often mistake the observed for the observer, identifying with every fleeting mental state. This is where our suffering truly begins. When you feel anger, are you anger itself? Or is there a pure awareness observing the anger as it arises and passes? To realize anatta is to gently shift focus. Let go of clinging to any self within observations. Rest in pure awareness. You are not your thoughts, feelings, or body. You are the space where all phenomena arise and dissolve, unbound and free. In this realization, suffering loses its grip. No fixed self to suffer, just the spaciousness of pure awareness. This is the profound truth Buddha saw. Not taught in schools, but discovered within, leading to an enduring, true inner peace. We seek answers outside, a truth to quell the restless mind. What if the key lies within, waiting to be seen, not found? The Buddha saw one profound truth, often overlooked. Not changing the world, but changing how we relate to it. We identify with thoughts and feelings, believing I am this anger, or I am this joy, forming our sense of self. But who observes these passing phenomena? Is that I constant, or merely another fleeting experience in the mind stream? The Buddha realized this self is not a fixed entity. It's an ever-changing collection of processes, an illusion of permanence. The you observing joy, sorrow, or a thought is distinct from the joy, sorrow, or thought itself. When this distinction is truly seen, the grip of attachment to my suffering, my success, or my failure loosens. With no permanent self to cling to, no solid I to be hurt or claim victory, true liberation emerges. This isn't just philosophy, it's a profound, liberating practice. Observe without identifying. Witness rather than become. This truth, anatta, is the path to truly ending suffering. By seeing things as they are, freedom naturally arises. We often feel trapped by our thoughts, believing every fleeting emotion defines who we are. This constant identification creates a prison. But who is it that feels trapped? Is there a permanent I truly experiencing this, or just a stream of transient sensations? Buddha saw this truth: there is no fixed, unchanging self. What we call I is merely a collection of ever-changing elements. When you observe your thoughts, your feelings, your body, who is doing the observing? It is not the thoughts themselves. The observer is distinct from the observed. Your thoughts arise and pass, but your awareness remains, like an unchanging sky. This awareness, this not self, is the profound insight. It means you are not bound by any single thought or emotion. To truly see this is to release the grip of me and mine. Let go of the need to own every experience as personal. When you stop identifying with the transient, the burden lifts. The weight of self-concern begins to dissolve naturally. In this space of non-self, a profound peace emerges. The mind becomes still, clear, like a placid lake reflecting the sky. This is the truth Buddha saw. Freedom from suffering comes when we truly understand and live this non-self. Abide in this clarity. We often feel trapped by our mind stories, a constant inner dialogue creating suffering. Who is this I that feels so burdened? This I seems to drive our worries, our fears, our endless desires. It whispers doubts, clinging to what is fleeting. It feels so real. But what if there's another you? A silent witness, observing every thought, every feeling, without judgment or attachment. Just watching. This observer is not the anger, not the joy, not even the sorrow. It is the space where all these arise and pass. The Buddha saw this I as not a fixed, permanent self. It's an ever-changing flow of experience, the truth of anatta. When you realize you are not the thought, nor the emotion, but the one observing them, the grip of suffering loosens. This is not detachment from life, but from the illusion of a separate self that constantly demands and fears. This is true freedom. The turmoil transforms into serene clarity. Your mind becomes like a clear sky, where clouds' thoughts pass. But the sky awareness remains untouched. This is the one truth Buddha saw. You are not your suffering. You are the awareness that observes it, untouched and ever-present. Abide there. Practice this awareness daily. Observe without identifying. This simple truth holds the key to ending all suffering. Right here, right now. We chase peace, yet suffering often returns. A shadow always following our every step. What if the very chase keeps us bound? The Buddha saw a profound truth beyond what we're taught about ourselves. A truth that changes everything we perceive. You are not your thoughts, nor your feelings, nor your body. You are the quiet, still awareness observing them all. This observer is not a fixed self, not an I that owns experiences. It is pure, impersonal knowing, unbound and free. The illusion of a separate self grasping and resisting creates all turmoil. This self is constantly constructed and defended. When you simply observe, without identifying with what is observed, the grip of self loosens. It begins to dissolve. This isn't annihilation, it's liberation from a heavy burden. The freedom of no self is profound, unwavering peace. Imagine your thoughts as clouds passing in the vast sky of your mind. You are the sky itself, untouched by them. When the illusion of I dissolves, suffering's root withers away. There is only the clarity of what truly is, boundless and free. Simply observe, without judgment or attachment. Rest in that spacious awareness and discover true, lasting peace within you. We often feel burdened by our thoughts, emotions, believing they define I. This constant inner noise, this struggle, feels inescapable, weighing us down. But what if this I we cling to, this solid self, is just a story? A collection of fleeting experiences, not a fixed entity. The Buddha saw this profound truth: there is no permanent, unchanging self. No soul to grasp, no fixed identity. Instead, there's the observer and observed. Thoughts arise, feelings pass. Who is watching? It's not a fixed self, but pure awareness. Your thoughts are not you. Your emotions are not you. They are phenomena, arising and passing like clouds in the vast sky of your mind. Every moment, the self changes. It's like a river, constantly flowing, never the same, yet we grasp onto a single drop. When you truly see this, you naturally detach. The burdens of my past, my future, my worries, gently fall away. Without a fixed self to defend or fulfill, where does suffering reside? It loses its anchor, its foundation, and simply dissolves. This isn't about becoming nothing. It's about realizing your true nature, boundless, open awareness, free from identity's confines. Embrace this truth. Live from this space of non-self, and discover a profound, unwavering peace that no external force can disturb. We often feel trapped by a constant inner voice, a self that judges, fears, and desires. This creates endless mental turmoil. We believe this self is real, a solid entity experiencing life. But what if that belief is the very root of our suffering? The Buddha saw one profound truth: there is the observer, and there are the observed phenomena. But no unchanging self in between. Thoughts, feelings, sensations, they arise and pass. We are aware of them, but we are not them. We are the knowing, not the known. This is anatta, the truth of non-self. Not that there is no you, but that you are not a fixed, independent entity. When we stop clinging to a permanent I, the burden of constantly defending and defining ourselves simply falls away. Like a river, our experience flows. Trying to hold on to any one drop is futile. Peace comes from simply being the flow itself. When there is no self to defend, there is no fear of loss, no craving for gain, only the open space of pure awareness. This profound clarity, this boundless peace, is the liberation Buddha discovered. It's not taught, but realized, moment by moment. Dare to look beyond the self you think you are. Embrace the truth of anatta, and find the freedom that awaits. We often feel trapped by a self we try to protect and define. This constant grasping creates a cycle of endless suffering and unease. But what if this self isn't as solid or permanent as we believe? What if it's merely a collection of fleeting experiences? Look closely. Can you find a fixed, unchanging you within your body, your thoughts, or your emotions? They are always shifting, always new. There is an observer, a quiet awareness, that simply watches these changes. It doesn't judge, it doesn't cling, it just sees. This observer is not the self you try to build. It is the vast, open space where self arises and dissolves, like clouds in the Buddha saw this profound truth: anatta, no permanent, separate self. This insight frees us from the burden of defending an illusion. When we truly understand anatta, we can let go of the relentless need to control, to possess, to be something we are not. The peace that arises from this letting go is not an absence of feeling, but a profound freedom from clinging to any feeling as mine. We can then engage with life fully, with compassion and joy, knowing that our true nature is vast, interconnected, and free. Explore this truth for yourself. Observe the fleeting nature of all things, and discover the boundless peace beyond a fixed self. We often search for a solid self to hold on to. Yet, this very clinging creates a subtle, persistent suffering within us. The mind races, seeking identity in roles, possessions, or past stories. This constant grasping leads only to turmoil. But what if the Buddha revealed that this self we seek is not truly fixed or permanent at all? There is the observer, awareness itself, and then there are the observed thoughts, feelings, sensations. Are they the same? This profound insight, anatta, is the truth of not self. You are not what you perceive, but the perceiving. When you truly see this distinction, the heavy burden of I and mine begins to gently dissolve. This letting go is not a loss, but liberation. It ends suffering rooted in attachment to a false self. Freedom arises when you realize there is no fixed entity to defend, no fragile identity to constantly uphold. In this profound understanding, mental turmoil transforms into serene clarity, a boundless peace beyond grasping. Simply observe, without judgment, the dance of phenomena. Experience for yourself the boundless truth of not self. We often feel a deep unease, a constant striving to be more, to have more. This restless search leaves us endlessly weary. We grasp onto a fixed idea of I, a solid self, believing it's the core of who we are, yet it brings only suffering. But what if this I isn't fixed? What if it's just a collection of experiences, constantly changing, observed? Buddha saw this: there is the observer, and there are phenomena observed, but no permanent, unchanging owner of these. This truth, anatta, means not self. Our thoughts, feelings, even our body, are not us, but merely phenomena arising and passing. When you truly see this not self, The burden of holding onto a fixed identity falls away. A profound lightness emerges. This is the freedom Buddha found, not a self to perfect, but phenomena to observe with wisdom and compassion. You are not your thoughts, nor your emotions. You are the space in which they arise, vast and untouched by their passing. This is the one truth: there is no fixed self to suffer or defend. Only the pure awareness observing all. Embrace this wisdom. Practice observing your experience without attachment. Find your true, boundless freedom right now. When you truly see there's no fixed self to cling to, suffering loses its anchor. It's like a cloud dissolving into the vast sky. The observer is just another passing thought, not a permanent entity. When this illusion fades, only profound peace remains. This is the simple, radical truth Buddha discovered. Embrace it, and find the boundless freedom that awaits you now.